put it on them. Okay, what you guys are all here for. A lot of things change in Medicare. It's one thing I learned when I got started in Medicare Advantage in 2008 is knowing all the rules, all the compliance. I mean, I was messing up all the time. Karen Schindler, who was training me up with the old Bravo company, was slapping me on the wrist all the time. You can't say this is the best plan. You weren't allowed to cold call. You weren't allowed to do this. You weren't allowed. It was like they focused so much on what you couldn't do. And the reason for that, there was a lot of challenges back in the heyday of Medicare. So when the regs came out in 08, September of 08, they had to change all the rules because some of these seniors are being taken advantage of. They're being lied to. And sometimes some of it was innocent mistakes, but a lot of them weren't. A lot of these commercials are misleading, so why CMS stepped in and put these regs in the first place? Because there was millions of seniors being shafted, lied to, taken advantage of. And some of these decisions are life-threatening decisions. You put somebody in the wrong Medicare Advantage plan, or you disrupt their current treatment program in regards to getting, cancer treatments could potentially cause severe challenges to these seniors. And many of these seniors can't comprehend well. Many of them can't read or write. So please take this in the proper light, please. Miss Ellen is doing an incredible job. We're so thankful to have her. She's got one of the toughest jobs in the industry, being compliance. She's here to keep us, you first and foremost, our organization and integrity out of trouble. But the main thing she's got to do is make sure we protect that client. We all need to be in this together to protect our Medicare beneficiaries. So today, the wonderful, amazing Miss Ellen Reed. She's been involved with us, by the way. She's going on her 4-year anniversary. So I'm going to thank her for her 4 years of loyal service. She just got back last week from the Compliance Summit in Dallas, Texas. She learned a lot. So she's cramming a lot of stuff. It's like 3 full days of amazing stuff within this next hour. She put that together and really worked hard over the weekend to put the slides together, put a nice presentation. You guys get the best of the best from this summit. She's going to go over like TCPA guidelines and FTCA rules and, how to work with vendors, the do's and don'ts of the business. There's things you can do, but there's definitely things you can't do. What's the upcoming changes that are being made? How to deal with, the right tag use. Some of us are using the wrong tag. Like she's going to go over this. What I learned today, it's like there's certain titles we can't use. Marketing guidelines, what providers can say and can't say. Some of these doctors can't do but certain things. And 2 big new changes in terms of disclaimers and how to reach out to clients that you guys really need to take note of. So, I kind of, don't want to steal Miss Ellen's thunder, but she's awesome. She's dynamic. She's got some great stuff to share. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Miss Ellen Reeves, our compliance officer. She's going to go over the 2022 Medicare Advantage Compliance Summit Review. You there, Miss Ellen?
Good morning, Tony. Yes, I'm here.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning.
You excited?
How are you?
I know your favorite topic, compliance, huh?
My only topic.
Your only topic. Okay. Yeah. So I told the team, as you heard, that you're here for us to look out for us, protect us, and I'm going to say on behalf of everyone in this organization, before you get started, we do appreciate you. We really do.
Thank
and sometimes
you.
you don't hear it. You don't hear it enough because usually you're reaching out to agents when they need a slap on the wrist. But you're not doing that to bring them down or browbeat them in any way. You're here to protect their job. You're here to protect their license. You're here to protect the Medicare beneficiary. Am I right?
Correct. Yeah.
All right, Miss Ellen. Well, I'm going to get the mic off to you, young lady. The floor is yours.
Good morning, agents. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you.
I hope everybody had a great weekend. And here's a great start to a new week. So like Tony said, my name is Ellen. I am the compliance officer with Global Premier Benefits. I'm doing this meeting just to go over new updates and also to go over some reminders for you guys. I know there's a lot with Medicare Advantage, and it's a lot to keep up. And so I'm going to try to do these compliance reviews at least maybe every other month or so, just to make sure that you guys are reminded of, what CMS expects of our agents. So, Michael, can I share my screen, please?
You should be good to go.
Thank you. Can I share both screens or just one?
One at a time, unfortunately.
One at a time. Okay, no problem. Thank you. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, great. Great. So I'm going to start off with the basic. The first thing that CMS looks at is TCPA, permission to contact. TCPA goes over like BRCs, the leads. How was the lead acquired? How did the agent get permission to contact the beneficiary? So TCPA, right here, you see it says, the action of independent agents could potentially create liability for upline agency, FMO, and IMO. Agents should be provided information regarding compliance with applicable laws. So pretty much just meeting is just me providing information. There's a lot of information in here, so I'm going to go through it. If I'm going too fast with the information provided, just let me know to slow down or to repeat it, and I'll come back to it. Before, a lot of our leads that we have sometimes we're given, like maybe we got permission to contact 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or some leads we got permission to contact a year ago. Sometimes the number change. The person that gave permission to contact no longer owns the number. So the government has created a database for agents or whoever's TCPA it affects to search in the reassigned number database. So when you just Google the reassigned database in Google, you will come up to the FCC website. And the FCC website will open up, and up here you see that it's the federal government website, and it gives you information on how to create a login on this site. In order for you to search numbers that you got, like a lead that you have from like 2, 3, 4 years ago, I encourage you to just make sure you enter that number in here, just to make sure that the person that signed that lead, that gave you permission to dial that number and contact them, still owns that number. You don't want to call somebody else a new person that on this, you don't want to contact somebody else who didn't give you permission if the number got reassigned to somebody else. So we went over this, and they stress this a lot, that it's very important that we make our agents aware to please run old numbers a year, and anything over a year, run it through here just to make sure that the person that gave you permission to contact still owns that number. If the name doesn't match the number, that means that the person no longer owns the number, and we ask that you reach out to you can send another you can send another lead out to them in order to get permission to contact them.
Hey, Alan. I have a request. Could you zoom in a little bit? I have a request to just zoom in if you can.
Zoom in on my computer?
Yeah. Do you see at the top there's like a 100% plus and minus thing?
No, where? Up here?
Yeah. In the middle, slightly to your left.
Where?
You see it says, right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right here. Oh, okay.
Just a little bit.
Is this good? Keep going?
Perfect. Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so TCPA is really important. TCPA, if you don't follow TCPA, you're leaving yourself liable to lawsuits. And we had so many attorneys that went over TCPA. Almost every agency have had some type of TCPA violation and some type of lawsuit. So there's a lot of agents, attorneys, that are looking for a way to come after you guys to file lawsuits against you. So we ask that you be very proactive and guard yourself from TCPA lawsuits and TCPA violations. So please make sure that when you're contacting individuals, you make sure that you did get a clear consent to contact from a BRC. And even when you're calling T65, please scrub them against the DNC and do not call using a power dialer. Some states have their own separate laws. Some states are governed by TCPA, but they go a step extra, and they have extra rules and regulations along with TCPA. So please make sure that all the states that you are licensed in, that you're up to date on their TCPA rules and regulations. Examples of potential problematic practices, mailers. So please, when you're sending out mailers, do not imply a sense of urgency or imply a sense of urgency and cause stress, like adding unnecessary processing numbers and stating that it's an insurance product is regulated or like it's government official, like it's coming from like CMS or it's coming from Medicare or it's coming from some other government agency. Make sure your mailers are compliant and you do not offer any rewards for to beneficiaries for filling out your the mailers and sending them back on. Online TCPA violations are failure to disclose that the contact information provided for the obtainment of the quote will be used to contact the user. So if you have an online ad and you're asking them for their name or their number or their email address to contact them or their whatever information you want to contact them, you have to have a disclaimer there that makes it clear that by entering your information, an insurance agent is going to reach out to you. So please, all of doing these will help you guys stay away from any TCPA violations. And here's another really big thing with TCPA. There's so many rules of what you can and cannot do. Like we can't cold call, we can't show up at their doors, we can't, reach them, at the doctor's office. We can't go and, walk up to them. So some agencies have tried to go around that by hiring other people to do it, other vendors to do it. And CMS is aware of that. So before CMS was just paying attention to the agencies and the plan providers and the downline agents. Now CMS is also checking our lead vendors, and they're holding the lead vendors at the same standards as the agencies and the plans. So what you cannot do, CMS is stating that you cannot hire somebody else to do. If an agent is not allowed to cold call, we can hire a lead vendor to cold call in order to generate leads for us. So please make sure that we know who we are working with as lead vendors. Make sure that everything that they're doing is TCPA compliant. They're not cold calling, because CMS is checking the entire chain of enrollment all the way down to the lead generator going forward. Do anybody have any questions regarding TCPA? Okay, sounds good. So it sounds like everybody understands the importance of following TCPA's rules and regulations and doing this.
Hi, Ellen. I'm sorry. Will we get some sort of printout of this so we can have it handy for future reference?
This information was given to us by Integrity. I've asked them if I can distribute it, so I should hear back from them by the end of this day. Now, if they allow us to distribute it, I'll ask Michael send it out to all the agents. But until then, I don't think I have permission to send this out to the agents. I'm allowed to share it, but I didn't get permission. We didn't receive permission from them to allow the agents to have a copy of it yet. So give me a couple more hours. Hopefully I will hear back from them, and I'll know if I'm able to send these out.
Okay, and also with leads that are over a year old, I just want to confirm. So if it's over a year old, that's where we have to do enter the number into the database of the reassigned number system via FCC to ensure it's the same number. It's the lead's number. Is that
Yeah,
right?
if the
Okay.
number still belongs to the person who gave you permission to contact, yeah. But if you want to search, if you want to do 6 months, it's up to you. But I'm just saying, just a year, because most times, people
Okay.
people change. Yeah, we should say
You
a
change
year
it.
or but if you want to do earlier than that, it's up to you. But just Google the reassigned number database, and it will take you to the FCC website
Okay.
where you'll be able to create your login and search phone numbers to make sure that the person you're calling was the person that gave you permission to contact.
Okay. Thank
Hi,
you so
Ellen.
much.
Hi, Ellen.
You're
It's June
welcome.
Brown.
Hey, Joe,
I have
how
a
are you?
question. Good. How are
Mhm.
you? You said we can't do power dialers.
No.
And if the lead is older than a year, is it adequate having us refresh it with a text message if that's possible?
Yeah, like I said, you can always contact your leads. Leads are no longer expired, but you just want to make sure you're protecting yourself from TCPA by making sure the person you're texting that owns the number actually give you permission to contact. So if it's over a year or two, we encourage you to search the reassigned number database before you text them. Because texting,
Okay.
if you text somebody without permission, you're also violating TCPA.
Right. Yep. So you mentioned, you didn't say anything about the BRC at the bottom. So is there a restriction on that too?
What do you mean?
A
Yeah,
BRC.
all
What
advertisements must, make it clear that by filling out your information, an insurance agent is going to reach out to you, either by text or phone call.
So we can't leave those in doctors' offices?
Yeah, you can leave BRCs in doctor's office.
Okay. Okay. Just
In
clarifying. Thank you.
Common areas,
Okay.
yes. I'm going to go through it, the doctor area. Yeah, but you can definitely leave BRCs in doctor's offices.
Okie dokie. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm going to move on to advertising best practices, and I'm going to go through this a little fast, but so there are rules and regulations that our advertisements must follow. Printed materials, sales presentation, radio ads, and TV ads. Everything must follow CMS and other federal agencies' guidelines. Insurance agents in health insurance carriers are held at a higher standard than other insurance carriers. So nearly every state has its own NAIC model regulations, and mainly all ads cannot have a sense of like urgency or false advertisement. The ads cannot, like here where it shows this cartoon of if you don't buy this magazine, we'll kill you. A lot of ads have a false sense of urgency, and CMS is asking our agents to dial it down a little bit more from all of these false sense of urgency. There's a lot they've seen a lot of complaints, and a lot of people respond to them thinking that their plan is expiring, their plan is going out, like parts AEP. A lot of ads we saw at the conference that was presented to us was some AEP ads that shows your plan is going away for 2022. Call us to make sure that your plan will still be available. Those are not compliant for CMS because the ad is being sent out broadly to everybody, so it's not factual that everybody's plans are going out. And so CMS is asking just don't make the ads or sound too urgent, or don't have a false sense of urgency within the ads. And if you're going to use, Michael, should I zoom in here too, or can I see? Can you guys see?
It wouldn't
You
hurt.
should always zoom.
Make it
Yeah,
large.
always
Yeah,
zoom.
that's better.
Is this better? Just
That's
let me know,
right.
guys. For
That's
me,
right.
I see everything. Yeah, if it's too small, just please chime in and let me know, okay? If any page is too small, you guys cannot read it. So I'm not going to go through all of these, but if you can see quickly, like some of the do's and don'ts of what not to put on your eyes, like the like the finest kind of treatment, or cancer kills somebody every 2 minutes, and total number of accidents without referencing where you got the information from. If you're going to put this in your ad, you must state where that research was generated from and state the total number of population and all the other stats with it. And do not use images that unduly emphasize automobile accidents, disabled persons, or persons confined in bed who are in obvious distress. Like, I've seen some Part C ads where the patient is in bed, and here, according to NAIC model, these are non-compliant ways of generating ads, generating leads. So we're going to go into CMS and marketing, MA and Part D. These are pretty. Everybody on this phone is pretty familiar with this. So I'm just going to go through this quickly. CMS regulates Medicare Part MA and MA Part D, MA Part D marketing. What the MA federal healthcare, Medicare Part A and then Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part D are federal healthcare programs. We're going to go into we're going to go into the federal kickback status right here. Because Medicare Part A and Medicare Part D are federal programs, they are subject to the federal anti-kickback statute. And I'm going to remember the federal kickback statute. I'm going to go into that a couple of slides down. But here are some best practices for marketing Medicare Part C and Part D. Medicare marketing rules and guideline changes often. There's a lot that were allowed last year, is not allowed this year, and there are a lot that were allowed last year, not allowed last year, they're allowed this year. Are you guys familiar with the provision on meals at events, marketing and sales events?
You talking about where you only can allow light snacks and nothing over 15?
Yeah, I was going through the NCMG and I saw that now Medicare CMS is allowing meals at information events. Let me page 10. I wanted to show you guys this. Page 10 right here. Okay, the exclusion on meals as nominal gift no longer applies to events. Meals may be provided at educational events that meet CMS regulations. So this was a big one because CMS has long said no meals at educational events or sales events, but now, according to the NCMGs, meals may be provided at educational events that meet CMS regulations and other events that would fall under the definition of communication. Not sales, but communication. So if you're just doing educational events, CMS no longer has that provision on no meals.
Could you make it bigger, please?
So there's no cap.
I'm sorry.
There's no. We. I seen citizen eyes.
I'm sorry. Can you guys see here?
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's no caps on it, or it's just like so. If that's for example,
it says meals may be provided at educational events.
Okay.
Ellen, did you say is the $15 gift still the same?
Yes, that's still the same. The only difference is now they're allowing meals at educational events. Yeah.
Thank you.
What's the dollar amount? What's the dollar amount for the meals?
It doesn't say. It just says that meals may be provided at educational events.
Or what are the...
But not sales events. Educational events is when you're just going over the basics of Medicare. What is Medicare and what is what the difference between Medicare Advantage and difference between med subs? As long as you're not talking about plan details, you're just giving them information on generic Medicare or Medicare supplements information, that's considered educational events. But if you're going over plan details like Cigna plans or Humana plans, and this is what the plans offer, then it's no longer educational event, it's a sales event. But if the event is just strictly educational on what is Medicare and what is included in Medicare and what is Medicare Part C and what is included in Medicare Part C, then educational events, the meal restriction no longer applies.
So it seems like for me, it probably would be easier if you could get something like a sandwich tray, fruit salad, those kind of things. Just so, I don't know, just for basic for the educational version. Okay.
Yeah.
So in essence, what you're saying, Ellen, is that any event that's been reported to CMS by a carrier, Cigna, Humana, United Healthcare, and so now you're going over sales specific, you cannot do meals. But if it's just a basic one-on-one Medicare that you put together with a group of people, and you're just talking about basic Medicare A and B and how it works and stuff like that, then you can buy like little soft meal sandwiches and stuff like that.
Correct. Yes. Previous to this, they wouldn't even, like, sandwiches were not allowed, and you couldn't group certain snacks together to make a meal, even at educational events. But effective 2023, now meals may be provided only at educational events.
Well, I think this is great news. Awesome. That's a good improvement. Good.
Yeah.
What you got next, Miss
So
Ellen?
that's really good. Okay.
Hi, Ellen. So now you mentioned 2023. So that's next year. We can do that.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2022. I'm sorry, I'm reading 2022. Yeah, it's already been approved and it's in the current MCMG. This is the 2022 MCMG dated February 9th, 2022.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so Medicare best practices know the current Medicare market. No, I'm sorry. I'm going back. Sorry. No. I'm sorry. Yeah. Stay current, know the current rules, review the Medicare marketing guideline as often as you can. All the information on here is also going to be in the AHIP, so if you're up to date on the MCMG, the AHIP will be a lot easier for you also. Learn CMS proposed changes. There have been there were two proposed changes, but they have been put into effect. We'll go over there soon. But yeah, just stay current and know the difference between marketing and communication. So these are some examples that CMS sent out, and it's also in the NCMG. If you read through it, CMS has these examples in here as what is considered marketing and what is considered educational. A flyer reads, Swell Health is now offering Medicare. Can you guys see this? I'm sorry. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. Swell Health is now offering Medicare Advantage coverage in Nowhere County. Call us at 1-800-BSWELL for more information. This will be considered communication because no plan information was provided. It just simply states that this healthcare carrier now offers Medicare Advantage. Call us for more information. And a billboard reads, Swell Health offers 0 premium plans in Nowhere County. Do you guys think this would be considered marketing or communication?
That's marketing.
Correct, because it went over the plan premium. Anytime you give plan details, the smallest detail, even if it's like $0 premium or $0 deductible, that's marketing. As long as you stay away from plan details, then you're not subject to marketing guidelines. The last one that CMS provided was call us to hear about plans that can provide hearing and dental benefits, $0 monthly premiums, and can even lower your Medicare Part B cost. Will this be considered marketing or education or communication? I'm sorry?
That's
What was your
marketing.
question? It's not
Marketing.
Will this statement
This
be
is not
considered
marketing.
marketing?
It's marketing.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct, because it goes over plan details like $0 premium, hearing and dental. So this is considered marketing. And anybody have questions about this? You'll see it through the MCMG. If you want to learn more about what is considered marketing and what is considered communication, read through the MCMG and you'll get that more information on there. So CMS wants you to know what's the difference of marketing, review your communication to make sure they are not marketing, and submit all marketing materials for approval. So any material that you have that has any marketing information on there must be submitted for approval to me and the carriers. Know the requirements for communication. Do not mislead or provide misleading information. Do not confuse. Do not provide information that is inaccurate. Do not make unsubstantiated statements, and do not imply that an MA plan operates as a supplement to Medicare. MA plans do not supplement Medicare. Once a beneficiary is removed from original Medicare and put onto an MA plan, they are no longer on original Medicare. Now they are on Medicare Part C. And we ask that you make this clear to the beneficiaries that when they sign up for a plan, they are leaving original Medicare and they're moving to a Medicare Part C plan. And this is another big part. I've seen a lot of advertisements where agents refer to themselves as Medicare benefit specialists or Medicare certified Medicare professionals, Medicare experts. CMS also has all this in the MCMG. Sorry, make it bigger. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
Is it big enough or should I make it? Oh, no. Can you
It's
see?
fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. CMS asks that we inform our agents to do not give their parents that the material is from Medicare or use words or symbols including Medicare in a misleading manner. Do not state that you're approved, endorsed, or authorized by Medicare. Do not misrepresent your title. Every agent on this phone is a health insurance agent that is contracted with Medicare to market Medicare plans. There's now one Medicare benefit specialist on this phone, now one certified Medicare professional, no Medicare experts, Medicare specialist, or there's not a Medicare agent on this phone. Everybody on this phone, we're all health insurance agents that market Medicare plans. Do anybody have any questions regarding this? This is a really big one, and I've seen a lot of agents get in trouble for this, and I've seen a lot of marketing materials get denied because the marketing material will have contact your local Medicare specialist or contact your certified Medicare agent to help you. Does anybody have questions regarding their titles?
Repeat the title again.
Your title is you're a health insurance agent that market Medicare plans. We are not Medicare agents. We are not Medicare specialists. We are not Medicare experts. We are not certified Medicare professionals, and we are not Medicare benefits specialists either.
Ellen, can
Yes.
you wear a button? Can you wear a button that says "Ask me about Medicare"?
Of course, yeah, definitely. You can wear that. You just can't refer to yourself as any of these titles or anything that makes it sound like you are working with Medicare.
Hi, Ellen. Can you say benefit consultant?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I just leave
You
it at
can say your
insurance?
health insurance benefit consultant, where you cannot say your Medicare benefit consultant. because that might imply that you work for Medicare.
Medicare advisor.
No.
What about
You can't
different?
put Medicare anywhere as your title.
Can I leave it as insurance advisor?
Correct. All of this you're saying, this right here is straight from the MCMG, from CMS. All these examples are from CMS. They don't want to confuse the beneficiaries to think that they're speaking with somebody that's from Medicare.
Can we tell them that we're certified by Medicare every year?
No, you're not certified Medicare. You are AHIP certified.
Okay,
But you're
then
not
can we tell them
Medicare
AHIP certified?
Yeah, but a lot of beneficiaries are not going to know what AHIP is, but you can.
And then we can explain it.
Say, how would you explain that?
I would tell them that we are tested and that they give us a certificate at the end of the course to make us eligible to market their.
Right, but you
Okay,
can't
and
put that on an ad, though. The point is
No.
you're not going to have a chance to talk to anybody when they're reading your ad. So if it's in your ad and they don't know what AHIP means, it's a waste of space. And if you use
I'm not
the word
talking about
Medicare-
doing an ad. I'm just talking about talking to a person who says, well, are you from Medicare? And then you have to answer it. So I want to be able to answer it honestly and correctly.
Well, honestly, I do not work with Medicare. I'm a health insurance agent that market Medicare plans.
Okay, great.
What about if you use the word broker?
I'm sorry?
The word broker.
Okay, you're a broker that markets Medicare plans.
Okay, but you can't say
But you're not a
Medicare
Medicare broker. No, you're not a Medicare broker.
Okay, thanks.
Bottom line is Medicare cannot be used as part of your title.
But a broker represents different companies. It's just not like what you're working for Medicare. That's why a broker is like many companies, carriers.
A broker works for many different companies.
Right.
It's just simply telling us we cannot use Medicare in our title.
Well, I was just confused.
Yeah,
That's why I asked her the question.
Yeah, you can say you're a broker, but you cannot say you're a Medicare broker. You're a health insurance broker. You're a healthcare broker, but not
Okay.
a Medicare.
Yeah, we just can't use the word Medicare. So it makes sense. Thanks a lot.
Correct.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. We already went through this. Do not use urgent languages during your presentation or in your marketing materials. And also, do not forget disclaimers on materials like I think Joan stated for our BRCs, you have to state the disclaimer that providing your information and a healthcare insurance agent is going to reach out to you by providing your information. And when you're marketing materials and communication, please make it clear that there's no obligation to enroll in a plan if offering a promotional giveaway, drawing a prize, free gift. We already went through this with the TCPA. You must have permission to contact by phone, text, direct messaging, voicemail, or robocall. You must record a scope of appointment prior to the personal appointment. Pretty much everybody on this call is already up to date on this. I won't go over all of this, like the no unsolicited calls, no door-to-door knock-in. Do not call a beneficiary without a valid permission to contact. So we already went through that with TCPA. This is very important. So they really went over this over and over with us because CMS is now cracking down and they're reviewing our lead sources with our enrollments. And I have had to send over some lead sources to them for some audits. So please make sure that you keep your lead records for at least 10 years, easily accessible, so that if CMS or any of the carriers request it, you're able to provide it quickly. Medicare Advantage and Part D marketing best practices. Send direct mail or conventional mail. You can send direct mail. There's no restriction on sending direct mail. use other print media such as advertisements, send emails with opt-out. If you're sending emails, it's totally compliant to send unsolicited emails, but you have to have an option that allows the beneficiary to opt out of it. Can you guys see this, or do I need to make this bigger?
It's good.
It's good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Okay. You can hand out your business cards for clients, friends, and family to call you. Please do not get the beneficiary's information to call them. You can hand out your information and have them call you. You may hold educational events, hold sales and marketing events, inform clients such as informal events such as kiosks or booths are allowed, and you may hold personal appointments for sales with beneficiaries. So this goes over what is considered educational, what is considered marketing, and what is considered personal appointments by CMS. So this is the advertising best practices for marketing Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part C plans. Now here, we're going to go into CMS Medicare regulations and guidelines. There are two really big things in here we'll go over, but
Make that larger.
Okay, make this larger. Okay. Okay.
Ellen.
Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Make it larger?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I have a question. The last thing you said, you talked about passing out cards and flyers. Going back to our titles. So if we have put out business cards or flyers saying that we are Medicare specialists, we're in violation.
Correct. It's like somebody stating you're not a Medicare specialist. You don't work for Medicare. Medicare, they have their own Medicare specialists that work for Medicare. You guys are health insurance agents that market Medicare plans. So they just don't want to confuse the general public, because there are Medicare specialists, there are Medicare agents, and there are Medicare benefits specialists. So they don't want to cause any more confusion when they're calling 1-800-Medicare and speaking to a Medicare specialist. And then a couple of days later, they see your ad and they're thinking you're this, your ad says Medicare specialist, but then they're thinking that you work for Medicare, and talk to you thinking that you're a Medicare specialist, and then change their plans. And they get frustrated and call CMS and complains that they spoke to a certified Medicare specialist who misled them. So CMS want to make it clear
because
that
also you don't just sell Medicare products.
Yeah, I think you explained that extremely well, Miss Ellen. Yeah. I know you have a lot to cover, guys. It's pretty cut and dry. Okay, I think she's done an excellent job clarifying what you can and can't do on that. Okay, all right. Let's move forward, Miss Ellen, because I know you have still a lot of good stuff to share.
Okay. CMS is monitoring the chain of enrollment. Like I said, your permission to contact your leads. Please be careful with your leads. Make sure your lead vendors are compliant with all CMS rules and regulations. No cold calling, no robodialing. So make sure that your leads are all compliant. Because when I reach out to you, or when CMS or the carriers reach out to you for your leads, I don't want you guys having any fears or worries about, giving over your leads for review. You guys are already aware cross-selling is prohibited. Do not market non-healthcare related products to prospective enrollees, doing any Medicare sales or prescription drug plan presentations. Do not engage in bait and switch tactics, like contacting them to go over something else and then the call, knowing that your end game is to sell an MA plan. So if 99 or even if 70% of your sales are MA sales, but all your leads and all your ads reference something other than Medicare, that's bait and switch. So please be careful with your lead generations.
So Ellen, just real quick, so we clarify. So if you come across a client that's a potential final expense or other non-health related product, you just have to schedule another appointment. We're correct by that, Ms. Ellen?
Yes, schedule another appointment and sign a scope of appointment. Yes.
Right. Just can't do them at the same appointment.
No.
Okay. Thank you. Great clarity. Keep going. You're doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not going to go over the scope of appointment because we don't really have time. So I'm sure everybody already is aware of the scope of appointment, but this is another important part, the healthcare provider outreach. Agents, can you guys see this or should I make this bigger?
Bigger.
It's good.
Bigger.
No, it's too.
Okay. I'm sorry, is it too big, too small?
It's good. It's good.
It's good size.
Okay. Agents should not offer gifts, money, or anything of value to healthcare providers. Agents should not receive gifts, money, or anything of value from healthcare providers. Agents should not market where care is provided. This includes pharmacy, counters, exam rooms, and other treatment areas. This is in the MCMG. If you look through it, you'll see where CMS in here in the MCMG states that agents are not allowed to receive any gifts, any money, or anything of value to healthcare providers, and agents are not allowed to offer any gifts, money, or anything of value to healthcare providers. This falls under the anti-kickback statute. Marshall, can you guys see this?
No.
No, you're going to have to
No.
put that one up.
I have a quick
How
question
do I make this bigger?
about that.
Uh-huh.
What if it's a office and they offer an incentive? So if you're there doing an educational event or some type of event, and they offer an incentive for bringing someone to their office.
What do you mean incentive?
Like if they give you a cash bonus for
no, that's illegal. That falls under the anti-kickback statute. Can you all see this, or should I make this bigger? I'm trying to make it bigger.
Make it bigger.
Let me see. Okay, I think is this big enough now?
Yeah, if you hit the full
Yes.
screen, if you make Microsoft Word, yeah, there you go. Then you can zoom in
Can you
again.
see it? Okay, so I copied this from the Office of OIG website, and I just posted it into Word in order to make it bigger. The anti-kickback statute is a federal law and is a criminal law that prohibits the knowing and willfulness payment of to induce or reward patient referrals. Do you see this? Or to generate business involving any service payable by federal healthcare programs. Because CMS is a federal healthcare program, the anti-kickback statute applies to all of our plans that we work. So anything of value, cash, such as free rent, expensive hotels, meals, or any excessive compensation for medical, anything falls under the anti-kickback statute. The statute covers payers of kickbacks, those who offer or pay, as well as the recipient of kickbacks. So please be careful, guys. CMS is monitoring this. This is a criminal law that can face jail time for you and the provider also.
Ellen, what happens when your customer sends you something that you didn't know about and you've told them, no, don't send me anything like that? What do you do about that?
Well, if they're sending it to you and you're not asking for it, that's okay. But you can't ask. No, you can't ask them for it. But the anti-kickback statute really is for physician and agents.
Okay, thank you.
So please be mindful if you're doing business with any providers and they're offering you money or gifts or trips or anything, if you are leaving yourself open to the penalties that falls under the anti-kickback statute.
Hi, I have a quick question. I don't know if you can answer this, but one of the number one complaints that I get from seniors is that they're saying that their phone is ringing all day with people trying to ask them, can they check on their plan? And they can just basically entertain a conversation with a person, and then the next thing they know, their plan has been changed. So what will be the recourse as an agent to be able to help your clients kind of stop some of that JJ Walker call center people calling them?
Well, you can't stop them from calling. Well, the one thing they can do if they sign a lease, tell them if they receive anything in the mail about to fill out information to get a phone call, don't fill it. If they receive anything in the mail or anything by email asking them enter your information here, or if they're on social media, Facebook or anywhere, and they see anything about give us your information and we'll call you, give you more information about dental or hearing. Tell them don't give their information out to anybody. Don't fill nothing out. And if they have any questions, to reach out to you. And if anybody call them regarding their health care, make sure that you have a good enough relationship with your clients that they know your name, and they will let the person know. I'll speak to Mary about this, and I'll talk to you later. Or if I have any questions, I'll contact my agent, Mary. So the most important thing is developing a relationship with your clients. You should try your best, your very best, to develop the best relationship you can have with them, so that if they have anybody show up at their house or anybody call them, that they know this person is not the person handling their health insurance, and they'll reach out to you if they have any questions.
So let me ask this. I've had a couple of clients who had home health doctors, and they agreed to enroll into a Medicare Advantage plan. And then without the member's consent, the home health doctor or whomever automatically flips them back to a prescription drug plan. So, what recourse would you have in that?
The home health doctor flips them into a plan? How?
Oh, yeah. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. How would they flip them back without their consent? Because they have their Medicare ID number. They'll create an account sometimes on Medicare.gov and flip them that way, or they'll use a send or another way that they can enroll them to a plan without having their actual signatures. I've had so many.
So have you reported any of these to Medicare?
So I have, and then the frustration with that is that, I would ask, how did they get enrolled? And they will always say that they can't see how they got enrolled, or they'll say that they did it online.
Yeah,
that's what they always say. And then,
so what I would do is,
it's a common thing. At least for me, I'm only speaking for myself. It's a common thing for me.
Okay, I've never heard of a provider switching a client's plans before. If you find any more of those, can you send them to me? Michael's going to provide my information at the end of this call.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to keep you busy.
Okay, great.
I will.
Yeah, just send them. I haven't heard of healthcare providers switching beneficiaries plans, but if you have any of those, just send them to me, and I'll send them to CMS and the carriers.
Ellen, you're doing great. Yes, that's a great idea. Any other specifics like that, just go right to Ellen. We'll give you her contact information so you guys can follow up. That's a great idea. I know you got a lot more to cover, Miss Ellen, so go ahead and keep moving forward here. Thank you. You're doing a great job.
Okay. So here's another part where it says healthcare providers may not provide any marketing on behalf of plans. Healthcare providers may not mail marketing materials on behalf of plans, distribute marketing materials. So pretty much, that's why I'm confused about healthcare providers being able to switch plans, because they're not allowed to even have anything to do with marketing at all. They cannot suggest a plan. They cannot try to sway a beneficiary into a plan. So, yeah, healthcare providers, and if you go through the MCMG, you will also see this in here where healthcare providers are not allowed to market or state plan details to beneficiaries. So I'm going really fast. I'm not going to go through that, but just know that CMS regulates healthcare providers, and they're not allowed to. And nominal gifts. Nominal gifts is no more than $15 and no more than $75 per year on a beneficiary, and no more than $15 per item And CMS just came up with this big box store gift cards, like a Walmart, Target gift cards are not considered nominal gifts because those can be used for different things. So if you're giving a gift card of $15 or less in value, please do not give out Walmart gift cards, Home Depot, or any big box stores gift cards out. Those are not considered nominal gifts. Just also go over provider cannot market. So here it is. Providers, healthcare providers cannot market for plans. And there's two big changes coming from CMS this year. We'll get right down to it. Okay. So going forward, CMS wants us, because there's been a lot of confusion with the beneficiaries thinking that they're speaking to CMS or Medicare specialists or Medicare agents, and there's a lot of confusion there. And CMS is now requiring this disclaimer be read within the first 1 minute of each call. The first 1 minute of your sales call, you must state to the beneficiary, we do not offer every plan available in your area. Any information we provide is limited to those plans we do offer in your area. Please contact Medicare.gov or 1-800-MEDICARE to get information on all of your options. So this is very important for field agents, telesales agents, everybody. We must state this disclaimer within the very first minute of our call verbally. And we asked them, can we go fast? Can we say it really fast? And we were told by the reps there, no, it must be stated clearly, slowly and clearly for the beneficiaries to understand that you do not offer every plan in the area. Unless you do, unless the market you're working in, you offer every plan in the market, then you don't have to state it. But if you're working in a market where you don't offer every plan in the area, which most of our agents on the phone you have to state this disclaimer. And the second big thing is CMS is requiring all calls to be recorded. Since COVID started, a lot of telesales agents became field agents, and we're doing sales on their cell phones. Now CMS is requiring that all sales calls are recorded, including field agent sales calls on their cell phones. So we're working with Integrity and the carriers to figure out a way how we are going to store those calls, how we're even going to process this. But CMS came up with these new rules, and luckily I don't think this goes into effect until this coming AEP, the recording sales calls. So we still have some time to get everything going. But going forward, this disclaimer must be read. And the second big thing is all sales calls must be recorded.
So guys, I just want to make sure you guys note that this will go into that information will go into effect for this coming selling season for AEP. So as Miss Ellen said, we have to, come up with a game plan, which I know we can do. Just be patient, business as usual on this key point, but that goes into effect for the next coming AEP season. So great point there, Miss Ellen. Keep moving.
Okay, and also the disclaimer must be put on your website. Everybody that has their own website must also have this disclaimer on there prominently. It must be prominently displayed on your website. And all emails that you send to beneficiaries, it must be in the emails also that this disclaimer must be also put there. So this pretty much concludes our meeting. Do anybody have any questions? I'm sorry, I ran through the last part really fast, but I'm down to the last minute, so I'm open for questions if anybody have any questions.
Ellen, so back to the recordings. That means we can't use our cell phones, is that correct? Which is not on a recorded line?
Well, we're going to have to find a way to link the cell phones to the recorded line. CMS didn't really go into details. They just said all sales calls have to be recorded. And because almost all of our agents are not field agents, they're doing doing, because the carriers now allow you to do sales, like you can work in Maryland and sell to someone in Tennessee. All those calls have to be recorded.
Can I ask a question? So if you're doing a presentation, but you're doing the enrollment on you would call them up and call the enrollment line, is that the enrollment line considered sales or the whole presentation?
It says all presentations must be, where is it at? Must be recorded, verbally stated. To record all calls with beneficiary. Okay, it says that CMS says to record all calls with beneficiaries in their entirety, including the enrollment process. So from the beginning of the call, the sales presentation, all the way to the enrollment has to be recorded, just like when you were a telesales agent.
And again, I just want to remind you guys that will be in effect come this next selling season. So it gives us and Integrity some time to create a system, which I know we can do. And I know it's out there that will be able to record each call with your client when you're doing telesales outside the call center. What else you have, Miss Ellen?
Oh, that's it. I'm just open for questions now.
There's one in the chat that's asking about the Walmart gift card concept. We know we can't give one to a beneficiary, but if somebody refers a client to us, is there any way we can provide a gift card in that regard?
What do you mean somebody? Oh, you're not allowed to pay for referrals either. I skipped through that, but up here, you're not allowed to pay for referrals.
Got it.
Do not offer gifts for referrals right here. I didn't go through it because I thought everybody was aware of that.
There's also one in the chat. All the process of enrollment has to be done in one call on an incoming call.
It doesn't have to be done on one call. It just says it has to be recorded. All calls have to be recorded. And the disclaimer must be said on each call.
Just for verification, the presentation, the enrollment has to be on an incoming call, but the presentation, that can be on a separate call and not necessarily on an incoming call, correct?
Correct.
Oh, and then I wanted to clarify, it's only the calls that lead up to enrollment that has to be recorded. Any follow-up calls, like the 30, 60 days, don't have to be recorded, correct?
Every call has to be recorded. It says right here to record all calls. Let me highlight it for you.
I'm sorry, you're saying every call, every single call with the beneficiary?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
CMS is monitoring the entire chain of enrollment. It's for our telesales agent, this is normal because when telesales agents, they talk to the beneficiary sometimes, maybe 20 times. And when I have to send those recordings, I have to send 20 different calls to them. So for field agents, you guys aren't used to that, but all calls have to be recorded and all calls must be submitted in order of the chain of enrollment.
But a lot of times the telephone sales don't follow the client throughout their entire time on the plan. So we support them the entire time that they're on the plan. So if they call and tell me, they lost their membership card, that call has to be recorded.
Oh, no, through enrollment. From initial contact through enrollment.
Okay, gotcha. All right, I thought you said no. Okay, thanks.
Ms. Ellen, when it comes to face-to-face sales, like you're meeting some person in their home or at a third-party location, will that type of enrollment have to be recorded also?
From what CMS says, it says all calls. So I don't think think face-to-face.
No, they're referring to telesales they're referring to telesales, not field sales. Okay, phone communications. Okay. Phone communications. If you're selling over the phone, they want it recorded. It's real simple. If you're selling in the call center of VCC or off your cell phone or at your home, at your house, they want the calls recorded to verify this client has been enrolled into the plan. What's happening, a lot of people are sidestepping the recording and saying things inappropriate, and there's no way to back it up. So they're just trying to back up how this sale became a Medicare Advantage sale. What did you say? What did you do if you did it via telephonically? Okay. Whether in a call center, on your cell phone, or on your home phone, they want it recorded. If you're in the field sales, that just doesn't apply because you're face to face with the client.
All right.
Got you.
There's another question about the scope of appointment. That only applies for Medicare Advantage, not necessarily for something else, perhaps like a final expense.
Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part D.
Yeah, this is only regarding the MAPD, Medicare Advantage, Part D programs, final expense, Medicare subs, any other insurance product. This doesn't apply. Because see what's happening. People that are getting violations on working in call centers are sidestepping it, and CMS figured that out. They always figure it out. There's always someone trying to find a quicker, slicker way, and they're saying inappropriate things. This is why this came about. So those that have violations in a call center are trying to sidestep it by doing telephonic sales on their cell phone, saying the same wrong things the way they're putting together guidance to make sure there's no more misleading and doing any type of things that are going to violate CMS law. That's why this came about. What else you got, Miss Ellen?
That's all I have.
Ellen, how long do
Sorry, I rushed
recorded
through the
sales
last part.
calls have to be stored?
10 years. All CMS materials have to be stored for 10 years.
Oh, boy.
That's in your AHIP training, by the way. Okay. Other great questions.
I've got a request to put the TMO disclaimer in the chat, if you can do that.
I'm sorry?
I have a request to put the TMO disclaimer in the chat. I don't know if you can.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I just have a question. I noticed that you stated that upon the process of when you're discussing the product, and then the enrollment has to be on one call, on one call. So you know how some of the carriers states that I will have to call you back. They can no longer do that if I'm doing a transfer.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, please?
I noticed that you say that the discussing the plan and the enrollment process all has to be done on one call.
No, that's not correct.
Okay.
No, all calls have to be recorded. It doesn't have to, even the enrollment, sometimes there's 2 or 3 enrollment calls. Sometimes the call drop, or sometimes
exactly. That's why I was concerned. I was like,
no, that's what. No.
Yeah, it might be 2 or 3 calls that you're sending to lead up to the sale. That's what she's saying. So there might be a preliminary call. She might need to check with her daughter or her doctor, get back to you. Then, the second call, you go over the plan again. It's a review. Then she says, well, wait a minute. I need to make sure my daughter knows what this is before I say yes. Then there's a third call. The daughter's on the call with her. They need to have those chain of calls. Okay, those 3 calls. Got it?
I just saw that question in the chat, and I was like, wait a minute, that didn't sound right. That's why I wanted to double check.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you this, guys. I like these new regs because it's going to weed out the garbage in the business. That's part
I love it too.
Yeah, because there's, as someone said on the call, I don't want to mention names of companies. We shouldn't do that, or people or organizations. There's violations all across the country. With these commercials, these unscrupulous IMOs and agents out there that are finding slick ways to get around the rules. This is a good thing because it's going to get rid of 90% of the garbage in the business. That way it opens the door up for the good agents like you guys that want to do it right, that want to be compliant, that want to do good work for these seniors. There's so many stories out there. You all have them. We heard some of them today, these seniors being, railroaded to the wrong plan. Don't even know they're in the plan. Switch them to a prescription drug plan without their knowledge. And most of them are these big call centers. And then what they did, and why this rule about the recording, even on a cell phone, they found a way around it. So they got these call centers giving them cell phones to get around it inside the call center. You know what I mean? Switching them from call center agents to field agents to get around the rule. Okay. If we just do this business right, we wouldn't have any problems. And that's why these regs have come about, because of unscrupulous organizations. And we're going to be above all that. And if anybody has a challenge with that, in my opinion, don't need to be in the business. And I'll just mark this word. When this first started in September of 2008, people said I was a fool to get into Medicare at that time. We had our best run ever in my history of the business from 2008 until about, 2016, when Cigna had their challenges. When all the brokers and IMOs and FMOs got out of the business, my God, it freed up so much business for us. We were, if y'all remember the old Bravo days, we were making a killing because nobody else was doing it but us. Everybody was scared to death of the regs because they couldn't be compliant. I love it. Bring more regs because we want to get rid of all of the garbage in the business. That's more opportunity for us to do what's right about changing lives and saving lives. I love it. What else do we have before we close?
Ms. Ellen, question. How active is CMS going to be regulating what's going on with these enrollments? Because sometimes it takes a long time for them to find out that something has occurred. Is there a hotline that's going to be available for them if you report something? I know they have it in place already, but how fast are they going to be tracking this?
They're just tracking beneficiaries' complaints. Once they receive complaints, they bring actions. Like, there's been a lot of complaints. I think the complaints went from 15,000 to over 60-something thousand complaints. And these new regulations are coming out with the proposed disclaimer, and the cell phone recording. So it just depends on the amount of complaints they're receiving.
Ellen, this is Willie Mae. I really want to thank you for this presentation. And Tony, I thank you so much for bringing us together with this information. This is much needed. And I am so happy that you're going to be joining us on a regular basis, because this is going to help us. The information that you provided today is so helpful to me, because I really need to know what not to do, up-to-date current information on what not to do. So thank you so much for this information.
Thank you, Willie Mae. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you. That's why I'm here. I'm here. If you guys have any questions, I'm here to remind you. There's a lot of information. Trust me, I have to read all of this, and I know it's a lot because you guys have to also know plan details too. So it's a lot. So any time you guys have any questions, just reach out to me. I'm always here to help, and I will join these meetings more often and do more presentations just as reminders. So like I told Tony this morning, I really want you guys to see me as, I'm here to be you guys advocate. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. So anytime I'm calling, just know that I'm calling with, because I have your back, your best interest in mind.
Hey, man, I just want to add this too. Guys, some of this stuff is not up for debate. I've had, situations where people want to debate Ellen. Ellen's looking out for you. She's the good guy trying to keep us out, keep us clean. So don't get into a debate. It is what it is. And these rules are put in place. Some of them I don't like, but you know what? It is what it is. Let's just change our approach, modify what you do, make some amendments. That's okay. But ultimately, when you do it right, there's going to be more opportunity out there because it's going to weed out the garbage. There's so many agents I've talked to that say, I'm not even going to bother with this. I'll stick to selling something else. Good. Get out the business. If you're crooked and you can't be compliant and fly straight in this business, we don't want you in it anyway. That frees up more opportunities for us to do it right. So guys, the good agents on this call, which is all of y'all, the good agents in this business, which we're going to welcome more of them. We do what's right on this. My Lord, it's going to be an amazing run for us in this industry. They want to purify it to the best of the best agents, and that's what we are. So thank you, Ellen, for that, guys. Y'all can call her anytime. She doesn't bite, I promise. She's there to help you. She's smart. She knows her stuff. She's up to date on the most current information on Medicare Advantage. So guys, please use her. She's there for you to make sure you do it right, because we want it done right. Ultimately, to benefit these seniors out there that are being taken advantage of, unfortunately, that are being lied to, that are being hooked and crooked by these unscrupulous groups out there. And it's sad, but it's a reality. It's a reality. We want to be different. And that's something you can use in your presentation. Use that to your advantage. I know we have to do this, Ms. Johnson, but for your benefit, we want to be above the rest. We want to be compliant for your benefit and your family's benefit. We're here to serve and serve correctly. Thank you, Ms. Ellen. Anyone else before we close?
I have
Yeah,
a
what is,
just quick
what's
question,
Ms.
Ellen.
Ellen's
Is
telephone
it,
number again?
I'm sorry?
What is your telephone number again, Ms. Ellen?
Oh, it's 443-681-4826.
quick question, Ellen? With this PDF right here, would you be able to send that out, or because I know it says Medicare.pdf, is that something that you did with the PDF, or is it something that we can go online on Medicare.gov and look at this?
I'm thinking most likely I will be able to send this up. I'm just trying to get the okay from Integrity first. So give me a couple more hours and I'll have Michael send these out to everybody.
I'm sorry, just one more question. So when I do talk to individuals on the telephone, I do need to state that, could you scroll down a little bit? Right here, now, starting now, we do need to indicate we do not offer every plan available in your area. That needs to be stated in the beginning of the phone calls.
Integrity told us it's going to affect this AEP.
Okay. So we'll get a better script together for doing that before that time period.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ellen. You know I always call you if I need.
Always. I'm here for you.
Great stuff. Anyone else? Questions? And so I know we're going to be able to provide this, I have no doubt. She just wants to make sure she's compliant with what you can share. So you'll get a copy of it. Michael's going to provide a copy of this audio and video recording, so you have that as well. Am I correct, Michael?
Yeah. Well,
and I think we should send it out to be even more compliant. I don't get that okay today, but I want to send it out to everyone in our organization anyway, so we cover our bases that it was shared. It's up to them to review it.
Correct.
Good job. Anything else for Miss Ellen? Can y'all give Miss Ellen a round of applause, please? Give her some
wonderful.
Great
Wonderful.
job.
Thank you, Ellen.
Thank you, Ellen.
Thank you, information. Thank you.
This young lady flew out last minute notice last week, all the way down to Dallas, Texas. Spent a week away from her family, getting us the knowledge that we need, and she did an incredible job. So bravo to you, Miss Ellen. Awesome presentation. We thank you and appreciate you so much. So we're going to wrap the meeting up. Guys, we're going to close out. Guys, don't forget, ultimately, why we're in this business is to help people, to change lives and save lives. Again, I know I'm redundant on this. This is a blessing. It's going to weed out all the garbage we've been talking about the last year or two with some of these call centers, these J.J. Walker commercials, and these Joe Namath and other commercials out there that are, misinformation and misleading. Guys, this is going to be huge. It's going to create, 10 times more opportunity for the agents willing to do it right. So again, we want to thank you guys. May the good Lord continue to bless you guys always. Go out there and be a blessing to others in your community. They need good agents desperately. As you can see, there's a lot going on in the industry. Be above the challenges. Go out there and do good. Go out there and change and save lives. I appreciate you guys. Great meeting. Thank you.